I'm sorry, what I saw, and maybe I'm crazy, but I saw someone doing this. Come here, let me move you.
I did not see that.
I saw embarrassment
That's what I saw.
Okay,
I saw
what I
reaching
saw
for his face.
Was a flight attendant who was like, I want no part of this. The flight attendant's like, no. But you know,
oh la la. What was supposed to be a classy presidential arrival in Asia turned into an awkward soap opera caught live on camera. And no, it wasn't an episode of Emily in Paris. French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte had what looked like a very public squabble on the steps of an aircraft. And while cameras zoomed in on what felt like a moment straight out of a reality show, The View's Whoopi Goldberg jumped to defend the scene with all the grace of a PR crisis handler. But common Whoopi, we saw it. We all saw exactly what happened. Well, in cause you don't know what happened, the couple had just landed after a long 16-hour flight to Vietnam. As they prepared to descend the stairs, Brigitte Macron was caught on camera placing her hands all over her husband's face, not gently. It didn't look like a loving caress or an inside joke.
What happens after this exchange is he offers her his hand and she doesn't take it. So the joking narrative is sweet. I mean, we won't ever know what's going on here, but I
can tell you why she won't take his hand.
why?
Because she doesn't want to look like she can't come down the stairs.
or that, but there's versions.
A flight attendant nearby glanced away like they were suddenly invisible. You know when something is awkward and no one wants to be the first to say it? That was the energy. Enter Whoopi Goldberg, the reigning queen of playing devil's advocate. On The View, Whoopi dismissed the drama with a wave of her hand, saying, they were fooling around and squabbling and joking around.
You know, that's why this kind of stuff bothers me, because people make decisions about stuff they don't know anything about.
Yeah, but listen.
And because having been on the other side of this, I find it intrusive, and because no one ever says, well, what happened? And when you say, this is what happened, we're fooling around and we're whatever.
People make decisions about stuff they don't know anything about. Okay, Whoopi, but do you know what's going on either? She then tried to get all maternal and poetic. What I saw, and maybe I'm crazy, but I saw someone doing this. Come here, let me move you. Really, Whoopi? That was your takeaway? That Brigitte was just adjusting her husband's face like a crooked necktie? That must be the most aggressive face adjusting ever filmed. Let's not forget the hilarious and slightly unbelievable moment when Whoopi said, maybe she was trying to clean something off his head. Girl, please. He had just gotten off a private presidential planeout out of a dusty crawl space. That wasn't a makeup touch-up. That was a shove. A deliberate hand in the face, let me finish this argument before we get off this damn plane kind of move. Let's not ignore the elephant in the room, the power dynamics. Emmanuel Macron was just 15 when he met Brigitte, who was then his teacher. Yep, you read that right. His parents thought he was crushing on her daughter, so they sent him away to school. He comes back at 18, and boom, they become a couple. Now, 24 years apart, they've been married since 2007 and have maintained a united public front until now.
With due respect to our French allies, and I've met Emmanuel Macron and think he's a great player on the world stage, but they have an odd relationship. He was a student, she was a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd fly in America, or it'd at least get a lot more scrutiny how the relationship came about. Now, they seem to have had a very healthy marriage as far as I can see to date. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I will say if the roles were reversed and you saw a man come for a woman's face like that, I would be at the front of the line picketing, saying this is inappropriate and no one should touch him.
Until you found out the truth.
This moment, it wasn't a cute quip or a lover's tease. It looked like a long simmering tension finally boiling over, and Macron's attempt to offer his hand afterward only for Brigitte to ignore it was peak awkwardness. If this was joking, they need acting lessons. The French are used to gossip. Macron's name has been floated in past rumors, including a buzzworthy incident with his sports minister that tabloids had a field day with. But this was different. This wasn't hearsay. This was video footage. And it wasn't flattering. So when Whoopi says, I find it intrusive, because she's been in similar situations, cool. But this isn't about tabloids twisting rumors. This is about what we literally saw. Physical tension. A hand to the face, a dodged handhold, a power move caught in real time.